Okay, welcome back. In this video, we're going to continue the integration of our thread pool system. Lee, please go ahead.
All right, let's see. We're going to need to jump back into code. And I'm trying to get the little window to pop up. Can you get that for me? It's not picking up for me.
I would love to. Let me see which window we're talking about.
There we go. Yep. I just needed the bar that hid away. Sometimes when we stop a video and come back, it doesn't always pick up for me anymore.
I understand.
All right, so game manager. All right, let's start off with update. Now, inside of update, this is where we're going to schedule all of our jobs. So I'm going to say if jobs added is less than 10,000. So we're going to schedule 10,000 jobs.
Nice.
We're going to say, well, it's kind of fun is I did a test with mine with 1 million jobs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it took a while. So, but it got through them all. Well, once you build it out to standalone. All right, now, because this is happening during an update, which means once a frame, I don't want to go crazy and add all 10,000 jobs at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them in batches. The batches are going to be 10 jobs at a time. So it's going to be basically if jobs added is less than 10,000, add 10 more jobs. And then once we've exceeded 10,000 jobs, it's not going to add any more jobs.
Okay.
So we're going to do for I is less than 10, we're going to add jobs. Now, we need to do, again, var count, because we're going to be dealing with threads, and we can't use the iterators when dealing with threads because we saw what a fiasco that turned out to be. So count equals I, comma. Then I need to also keep track of the number of jobs added. So this will be closed jobs added equals jobs added. And the reason why is, again, once with Lambda, it does not like incrementing variables from outside of a loop being added inside of that loop. So, waiting for lag to get caught up. Come on. I know I typed. I can't type it. Oh, there we go.
There it goes. There it goes.
It's like going, wow, that's really
it wasn't even appearing over here.
Yeah, I can't even click on the mouse now.
Okay.
So if I lose you...
I can pause the video real quick.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. As many of you know, Lee is remoted into us, remoted in remotely. It's fantastic. But he had some internet problems, and now he's back. Oh, did you lose me again? Okay, well, hang on a moment. Okay, we are back. Sorry, guys. Just a couple of connection issues, and now we're continuing. It's all yours, Lee.
All right, let's see. I'm going to click over here somewhere. There we go. All right, so what was I doing? Oh, yeah, my thread pool. So my thread pool dot queue user work items or item. And then, just like before, we're going to send in an anonymous method. It's going to be new test worker thread. And inside of this, we need to send in a name. We're going to send in thread number. And let's put a space. Concatenate to that, we're going to take our closed jobs added and add count to that. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to start off where we left off and add 10 more jobs. So we're going to take the number of closed jobs added and add our count to it. That will give us our current count that we expect. And then we're going to do queue priority. And any is fine. There's no difference in this case. So we don't really care. That's going to wrap it around for me. Fine. That'll keep it all on the screen for us. And then after we do this, we need to go to jobs added and we're going to add the count of 10 to it because we've added 10 new jobs. Now inside of fixed update is going to be responsible for updating our display. The reason I'm going to do this in fixed update instead of update is because there's really no need to update this at 3,000 frames a second.
Sure.
So we'll just do it in fixed update, which will keep us down to, I believe, default is about 50 times a second, which should be
enough.
Plenty. Yep. So we're going to create a var text. Inside of here, we're going to use string dot format, and we're going to set our string to be equal to there are 0 jobs left to process. Send in a new line, and we need to get our myThreadPool.QCount. That didn't work quite so well. QCount. All right. To that, we're going to say text plus equals our status message. Whoa, where'd that come from? Status. There we go. Status message. All right. Let's also add a new line to that. From here, we need to add in our thread report information. So we're going to say thread report dot. I'm going to have to add that too. Aggregate. Are you going to find it for me? And go. Just adding another using statement for link.
Right.
This is just some text formatting.
Mm-hmm.
So current s and greater than sign. I know it's on my keyboard somewhere. There it is. Well, I forgot where that was. Current plus. And I need to find where I put current. Hold on a sec. Alright, so, I was like, why am I getting an error? Here it is. 2 E's. Does not work. There we go. Alright, great. Alright, so that's just some formatting that's going to wrap or go through our thread report, each and every one of our array elements inside of thread report, print them out with a new line at the end of them.
Sure.
So that each get their own line. Those that or put them through a loop. So debug text.GUI text.text equals text. So we're going to set our debug GUI text item to display that information.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm at it, I can kill this one up here. This one was just for testing purposes. So we can delete that. Then come back down here. Now we're going to need a loop. So for I equals thread report dot length, and then we're going to go ahead and reset thread report element I equal to string dot empty. Now the reason I'm doing this will become a little bit more apparent in a sec.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what we're doing is the thread reports are just an array of places that a thread can write its information to. The way that thread's going to do it is it's going to look at the thread report and look for the very first element in this array that is empty. And it's going to use that to write its information. If it's not empty, it's already in use, it's going to skip it and continue on to the next one. But what that means is that after each fixed update, after we've written our information to the screen, we need to set all of them to empty, or the next round of updates will never be reported to the system.
Gotcha.
So now build that, make sure there's no errors. So this is everything that we need for Game Manager, but it is not everything that we need completely. We need to go back and look at our test worker thread again. Test worker thread is set up to do the loop 1,000 times. Oops, sorry about that.
No problem.
Accidentally knocked my headset off. Our loop is set to count 1,000 times, which is what we want with a 1 millisecond interval. Again, what we want. But what we want it to do, instead of doing this console write line, is write its information or this message to that thread report. To accomplish this, we're going to say var count equals 0. Then count plus plus. So we're just going to put a counter in here. Then we need another loop inside of here. Whoops. So J, now this J is, or this loop is the one that's going to be responsible to loop through all of the thread reports looking for the next available one. The next available one is going to be the one that's going to be empty. So we're going to say game manager dot thread report dot length. So we're going to loop through the entire length of the array looking for one that's empty. So if not demo, sorry, game manager dot thread report sub j is equal to string dot empty. Then we want to write the information out. So we'll say game manager dot thread report element j is going to be equal to this information right here. So I'm going to take this, cut it, say string dot format, paste in the information that we had before. Instead of I, we'll use count, semicolon. And once we've found the array and we've written our information to it, we don't need to do this or loop anymore. We can break out. Otherwise, it would just continue to write the same information for the remaining parts of the element.
Sure.
We also don't need this console write line anymore. Now, the reason why this works and we don't end up with a collision with more than one element writing here is because of the fact that while we are running these threads asynchronously, they aren't really running exactly at the same time. There's slight differential in between them. So even if one thread managed to hit, this won't be assigned and empty at the same time. It'll either be assigned or it will either be empty. It can't be both.
Gotcha.
At least as far as the way I understand it, it can't. It's kind of like that Schroeder's box. Is the cat alive or not?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that will take care of our test worker thread. So I know the suspense is building. We want to know if this works, but we're going to draw it out and not test it until the next video.
Okay. So is that going to wrap things up for this video?
It should be. I think we've got all the code in place that we need. I build it. We have no errors, but there's still the possibility of bugs, and if that happens, we'll deal with it, which is kind of why I wanted to look at that in the next video.
Okay. So that will wrap things up for this video. Thank you for watching.